So you have found them. The Emperor sees all. Yes. Bring them to me at once. The soul sparks. Give them to me. Lifetimes have I waited. Now I can rest knowing that everything left of my people is preserved for eternity. I have created an ark to preserve what is left of the Drazir. Though all of Nirud will cease, my ark will endure, and these sparks will join the consciousness of the countless others within. Our fate is inevitable. The Custodian will return Nirud to Alepsis Torah. It will not emerge a second time. All that remains is yourself. Tell me, do you believe in free will? Perhaps. Not so the Drazir. I once believed in free will. The Ambit Ember has since shown me the fate of all things. For the Drazir, free will was an illusion. All of our achievements pointed us here, to Alepsis Torah. Our every action since was inevitable. Yet I did not foresee you. Or perhaps I chose not to. I would invite you to the Ark, small one. Immortality. Becoming part... That is your choice. You must believe your will is your own. Thus do the living endure their finite existence. So, what say you? Time wanes, small one. Be brief, then decide. So short-sighted. A thing consumed does not cease to exist, but becomes a part of a greater whole. Your consciousness will not end, but be extended for eternity. I am the Primus Astropath, first among equals and last of my people. It was my foresight that found Alepsis Torah, that saved myself and those within my Ark. I am not wrong. Enough! The Custodian moves, and I must as well. State your course. Will you join my Ark? The only life the Drazir have found in eons. All that is left in this universe. To continue. So, we will not do so. Your will is not greater.
isn't good. the anomaly has returned. The index is almost complete. One more segment is needed.
Is she okay?
Yes. Clementine's power stabilizes those realms, not yet lost to corruption. Our bond deepens. She is strong. She is remarkable. But she still has limits. Please, hurry. All resources are...
Something you need? Well, shoot. Town? Nah. He told me. Well, Brabus, he's my son. 'Twere his idea to come join this little shanty town. He's over yonder, at the shooting range, if you're looking to find him. Not much of a talker. That's so? Right. So, let me see here. Listen, you sure I said there were 3 reasons? Huh. Only 2 reasons folks come to see old Mudtooth, and you know... You bet your apple I can. But these ain't just stories, stranger. They're objective retellings of... I ever tell you how the world fell in the first place? Well, it started in them wards, see? Secret military-industrial complexes and whatnot. That's where they made all the weapons. Now, the root weren't meant to reproduce, see? They was built as a weapon, but then they done breeded and got out. And well, we all know what happened after that. Only reason the root stopped was 'cause the Wanderer, well, he flamethrower-sized their queen, see? Over in that tower on the atoll, so's they couldn't breed no more. Now, listen. You might hear Ford tell you something different, but you look at the two. Which of us is most like to have been there, huh? You ask yourself that, and then you just look my way, 'cause that's who it is. You won't believe this one, but it's about the time my own damn son left me to die. Oh, don't worry, I'm still here, ain't I? Or he went to get some grub for us or whatever, I don't know. Point is, I was alone. We was on our way from the city to our new home in the ward here, carrying all my earthly I was attacked. 20, no, 50 deadwood come crashing through the trees. We thought they was all dead and gone, but they were just a-waiting for old Mudtooth to leave his helio chopper. Now, I may be an old mudder, but I ain't no pushover. I blasted them down, left and right, laughing all the time. I was winning until something snuck up on me and concustipated me upside the head. I don't mind telling you, I thought I was done for. Then a growling start. We fought the rest off together, that dog and I thought to myself, now there's a mutter. Sure can. Well, I do miss the days when you could find the stuff the old world used to make. canned foods, spiced chocolates, electronical music boxes. Oh, found this old can of what's-it once. As in, we literally did not know what was in it. The can weren't open, but the label had long rubbed off. Finding that was like all our birthdays at the same time. That can must have been 100 years old, banged up and bloated. Could have been anything in it. Well, I ain't one to back... Hey, watch it! So, now, well, I ain't one to back down from something stupid. So, I grabbed the can, woohoo! Damn stuff hissed and fizzled like... I chugged the whole damn thing! The thick goop tasted like scented sewer water. I nearly puked with each swallow, but I weren't gonna give them the satisfaction. When I threw the can aside, the boys cheered. I opened my mouth, flashed them a They stayed that way for at least a month. And that's where I got my name. This one's... let me tell you what those folks were up to in that atoll, that Ward 10 and 7. That was where they did their experimenting, see? They made weapons for the USA. That's what this land was called back then. And the root, you see. They were cloned. Yes, sir. They found root D and A trapped in red amber. But this army, it got out of hand and turned against them. Couldn't tell the difference between the Usanayans and whatever else there was. Pretty good weapon, if you ask me. Nigh on slaughter the whole damn world. Makes you think, though. What else were them Usanayans capable of? Maybe it's for the best they ain't around. You'll lie. You want to know the truth about young Bo? To start off with, the boy ain't all that young. I mean, sure, he ain't nothing to old Mudtooth, but why is that? Bo Ward, he made a deal with the Wanderer. Don't believe me? It was Bo who met the Wanderer at old Ward 10 and 3. And it was Bo who took... He won't admit it, but it was Bo what rescued Clementine and shut the door on the dead wood for good. The boy's more than he tells, and a good deal more than he knows. Why else were folks? Let me see. I ever tell you about the time I killed 300 deadwood? So, I lived up in this old, Helio-Chapataka whatcha-who's-its great sniper's nest. Let me pop off deadwood. But one night, I wake up to a rustling and a howling, right? I look outside, but they don't stop coming. And I'm thinking, this is finally it. But then, so I squint my good eye and pray to Kennedy, Jeebus, and Cash. And I squeeze the trigger, and my bullet flies through the air like a hawk to a coney. Caw-caw! It scrapes the pipe, and boom! Whole damn horde goes up in flames. Not a single one of them left. Deadwood never did bother me after that. You won't believe this. So I was on a scrounge with the Crazy Eight. We came across this old hospital, see? Folks were holed up in the... But the Root had found those folks same time. Now, the Crazy Eight, they were all for running. We got 88 problems, they'd say, and dead folks ain't one of them. But not me. I knew those folks needed help. Also, knew they had food and meds. So I fought for them. When it was over, the Crazy Eight come up to me, and I just smile at them, with root bits stuck all over my teeth. Looked like mud, they said. There you go, Mudtooth. Name stuck ever since. Sure can. Crazy Eight traveled a lot after leaving Sanctuary. Came to this one town named Ghostwell. Anyway, this Croakswell town didn't take kindly to strangers, and that sure as hell meant us. We stayed anyway, of course. Brought 'em good scrounge, we did. Nobody scavenged like the crazy. Her old man, though, he didn't like us one bit, especially me. I opened the door, and the girl's old man clocks me with the butt of his shotgun. Knocked out one of my teeth, he did. Then he points the gun in my face. Which one of you assly hoes got her in the family way, he says. I know. Well, I ain't gonna argue with a man behind a gun. So I looks around, sees my tooth in the mud, and says, Mudtooth, he's the one you're after. And off he... We ditched Ghost Crack that day, and that's the story of how Brabus was born. Except he weren't born yet, was he? Not born then. The other... You won't believe... There's an old man what lives at the center of a maze. Or does he live at the... I don't matter. This old man. See, I mean, that ain't all. The old man... Oh, that ain't all. The maze, see, is like a spider web full of doors. And he don't just watch. He makes. Where there ain't a door, I can see on your face you ain't buying it. And if in this maze watcher decides he wants some place to end, all's he got to do sure can. You've been introduced to that girl Clementine. Powerful woman. She's near as old as Ford is, if you can believe it. Even older. You see, she was born on Earth. Clementine spent 100 years on a snow world called Resome. They call it that on account of some you read and some you don't. Anyway, what was she doing all... See, Resome's full of giant talking rats. They got warrior rats and midwife rats. And Clementine, she learned under the tutelage of a two-headed mystic named Sebum. Taught her everything. She don't talk about it, of course, on account of Sebum's a wanted man. Rat, I guess. But it's God's own truth. I met the... This city ain't without its own tales. Why, there's a tower, see? What only appeared, and within that tower is a man. Except he's not. He calls himself the Keeper. And I seen him myself. Even talked to him once. Man smart as... He says he watches over all of us. But if that's the case, then he ain't... But I reckon he means well. And that tower, I think, is like a spaceship he uses to teleportate to other planets. You go walk this... So this wanderer comes up to visit me at my heliocopter, right? They're decked out with guns, but they walk up and ask... I'm thinking they'll get tired, wander off, and take my story somewhere else like all... And I think to myself, this mutter actually wants to hear these. Reminds me of my ma, tell you the truth, the way I'd listen to her. That wanderer reminded me of family. And that's the most important thing, ain't it? So I figured I ain't left long for this world. So I give 'em my wife's old watch in thanks. Ain't too long after that, my boy Brabus comes back in person, first time in years, with a watch chain peeking out his pocket. I knew a good thing when I saw it. I didn't say nothing. Just welcomed the boy back like nothing had changed. Family's the most important thing we got in this world, young'un. Don't forget that. Stop me if I told you this one already. You ever wonder what the world was like afore the Deadwood came? Well, pull up a chair, young'un. The world was filled with people. I'm talking millions, maybe even bazillions. Why, you couldn't sneeze without snotting someone in the face. Now, these folks weren't like us nowadays. They had so much food that they would eat for fun. They'd get together to eat the extra meat. They had spare and the world was run by, let's see here, what was it now? Presidentures, yeah, that's it. On account of the ceremonial wooden teeth. Whole damn world. It was a better time then. Folks resolved their differences by coming together, listening to each other's problems and trying. Oh, I guess that's what young Bo's trying to do with this place, ain't he? I reckon you gotta go through the bad to get to the good again. Stop me if I ever tell you about the Shrouded King. No, it ain't a book. It's real, He's the king of another world, see? And his world was overrun by the Root, just like ours. Or at least it was gonna be. The Shrouded King, he got his people together to draw as much power as he could from his own ding-dang-dingity son. Used it to make himself a weapon. Soon as the Root showed up, he fired the damn thing. Now the king, he knew what was about to happen, but he didn't tell nobody. That weapon weren't just gonna scorch the Root. No, it scorched the whole dim darn dingity world. Burned the dead wood. And that's why he wears a shroud, see? Because he done twisted himself in... You heard about the old wards, right? The wards were where the Root were born. Government experiments, you understand. Well, the oldest one, Ward Goose Egg, it's called. And that's where it was worst, see? So this, man, Leto was his name. He says there's only one way we can stop what we made and save the world. So, he flies his heliopopper. They flew back in those days, see? That's what they were built for. And he looks down at the ward where the Root are pouring out like ants. He says, blow that sucker up. And boy, they did. Blew the whole damn thing. Didn't stop the Root, though. I mean, obviously. Sure can. So, I gotten separated from... We've been chased by these big old deadwood, taller. The others, they holed up in this old scrap building and slammed the door. Left me for dead. There was no way in, but yeah, there was no way in, but there were these old... But I weren't gonna stay out there with deadwood creeping round, so I held my breath and crawled through what must have been half a mile. I come busting out of the pipes, and right into the middle, I stand up, covered in mud and God knows what else. And that, friend, is where I got the name Mudtooth. Here, right good listen, Tater friend. Tell you what, though, I'm a little light on the stories right now, but you look like you could use yourself some company. I got just the cure for that. And I ain't talking about my stew this time. Take this and check back with me later. I'm sure I'll have some newly remembered stories for you then. Sure can. Ain't no one on this planet more beautiful. She rules an old swamp. Folks say if you climb one of these here towers on a clear night, you can see the swamp lights a-flashing. But them ain't no ordinary swamp lights. And she ain't no ordinary queen. She don't lead her people, who really ain't even people, come to think of it. Anyways, the Moth Queen draws her folk to her like a... Well, like a moth, I guess. That's how the saying goes. Anyway, she captures folks with her beauty and her mothy pulchrituditude. And she never lets them go. She infects their mind so they never want to leave. And she turns them into something else. If you head off that way, keep your wits about you. 'Cause that swamp used to be a city as big as this'n. But no. This'n's 100. Back when the earth fell, a dragon. A real root. It started in them wards, see? Your eyes only hush-hush military conspiracy. And just like those tales, it took a what now? It took a knight to slay this dragon. Oh, ho, ho, but the dragon was crafty, all right. He knew the knight needed help. Yep, the dragon took the form of a talking tree and told the knight if they wanted to slay a cyclops, a living statue, well, the knight slayed them all. But the thing was, so when the dragon finally did reveal itself, it was too strong for the knight, and it took him. Don't think I told you. I ever tell you the secret behind my stew? Well, I ain't gonna, but I will tell you how it came to be, yeah? The original recipe come. My mom made a fine stew, but it weren't nothing to tell tales about. Not. We was trapped in one of them medicinal compounds, full of pharmaceuticals and whatever you call them. So we scrounged for ingredients. Well, them hospitalities that night was the best stew any of us ever had in our... And that, friend, is the same stew I make today. Let me see. I've been telling tales about the Ford family for years. I tell you, like old Commander Ford, one who used to run this here ward, she was the youngest of the family. She's the one what brought most of this town together. They say she's dead and buried, but they don't know. They say she's dead and buried. See, the old commander were the youngest, but she ain't the last. Old Ford, her crazy old man, went and fought the deadwood head. Her grandmother was half Root herself. Folks used to call her the Root Mother. And oh, the thing about the Fords is, they can't die. Not a single. I don't care what anyone says. I swear to you on my unborn brother's life, the other Fords. Sure kicked. Long time ago, when I was just 10 years old or so, I moved to a place called Sanctuary. Was true to its name. It was a place where folks came to be. Boy, Sanctuary had everything. Folks, Sanctuary had this one thing I ain't never seen. See, they'd hook up this battery, right? Oh, they'd hook it up to a wheel and a light, and bam! Whole worlds just show up on the wall. Maybe it's something like Ford's old crystals, except you couldn't walk into the movers. Believe me! Nah, they just played for you, sound and all. Maybe that's where I got my love of stories, huh? You won't believe... You met old Wally yet? The boy ain't right, but, not in a much... I reckon I know why, too. I ain't never... don't believe me? That boy Wally was born under a blood moon. I heard him cry out his first breath I did, and I says to myself, that ain't natural. Like the caw. Oh, don't tell him I said it. This one's... You met my boy Brabus yet? Got into a scrap when he was 5, he did. Knocked down a boy had to be, twice it. Well, that boy's pa didn't take it none too well. And this pa, phew, of course, he... That boy's pa wanted to take some skin out of me for it. Now, I ain't proud of what I did next, but, like I taught Brabus, say as I do, do as... Come to think of it, that's probably how Brabus got the way he is. Anyway, I fight the man. He could have crushed my head between market and roast beef, but I aimed to win. I pointed at nothing at all behind him, then smooshed a scoop of mud straight into his mouth. Then, while he was a-spitting and that, friend, is the true story of how I got the name Mudtooth. You'll like that. Did I tell you I once sailed across that ocean to that old... It was after that wanderer came through here and cleared out the storm. Oh, I tell you, I saw things down there that you ain't never seen in your... Down there, in that rusted place, was just machinery and roots twisting every which way, like the root themselves had built it. But they didn't. No, that old place was called Ward 10 and 7. He'll deny it, I'm sure. But all them electronicals they got down there are the same damn things you'll find. What were they up to down there? Now that's the question. I heard some answers. I reckon you're the best listener I've done had in years. Heck, you devoured up all my stories like most folks lap up my stew. I do believe I'm all out of stories. But tell you what, as a bit of a constellation prize, take this. I'm guessing that'll be a mite bit more useful to you than it is to me. Tell you what, I might be out of stories, but I ain't out of stew. Be sure to come back for some stew.
You finished your break yet, Alice?
What? You, again. All right, let's... We're finished here.
How can quality... All roads lead to Dwayne.
I see you. They don't like it. I'll see you again, traveler.
I wonder if she's home yet.
place is something else.
Those foreign to the pound have not been seen upon Yesha for long and long. The pestilence takes me. Or is it now simply part of what I am? But the Baxeltak, how comes it here? To Yesha? Right, Crystal. I have seen them in my wrestling. I am Bedell of the Vaunt. When this world was young, now the Pan betrays the world. And the world, the wolf, betrays the Pan. The Ravager, plague of the Pan and defiler of the Doe. The wolf hunts once part of the balance. The immortal Ravager has cast aside this world and pledged fealty to the pestilence that would destroy all. And the Red Doe, that which held the Ravager in check, if it seeks to save its own life and world, the Baxeltek must hunt the Ravager and end it. The beast is not alone. The Lamir have given themselves to it. Once servants of the Eternal Empress, many Lamir have been seduced by the Ravager's blood-soaked tongue. And beware, Baxeltak. They will fight and... more than it can imagine. Trade? Perhaps. Money is of... Take what it will, Baxeltak. But leave something it comes... Use it in good health. Think of this old vault.
This place gives me the creeps. This isn't looking good. I've got enough of that. All out. You scrapped at the wrong gal! Ha ha! Woo!
to me, friend Paxultek. I am here. Friend Paxultek, it returns. Does it not remember? The Paxultek? Ah, of course. It is not the same Paxultek. Forgive me. The horns, it does not have them. And you... Truly? Then it treads the very path it seeks. Alas, the great water heart which tales tell once opened the temple has been shattered for an age and an age. Yet beware, friend Paxultek, for the Ravager has been killed before. There is none more powerful than that which shakes off death like fallen leaves. It is my pleasure. Quite so. Paxultek have graced this world for generations. The Elder, the one it calls for, the Wanderer, who faced the Ravager and lived. Alas, songs are not sung of Paxultek, but I am blessed to have met many. Ah, a tragic tale woven into many battles. The great wolf, the Ravager, decimated our people. It was said that so the harp was fashioned to soothe the beast. The beast escaped, silencing the harp in the process, ending its song. The beast remains partial to music, or did before the corruption took hold. For long, but now it gains strength from corruption and lay. I seek hope, friend Paxultek. Yet through it all, the song of Aether has hung in the air. I came to the temple hoping to hear its melodies once. Alas, I fear the song is lost forever. There is much to tell. The doe is life, the Ravager, death. Yet now, the Ravager serves the rot, the corruption that ingests Yesha piece by piece. I do not know what will become. May it find favor in the balance.
This looks important. This looks important. anything like this before.
Yeah.
think I'm full up. Whoa. That's it? Won't fit. Okay, let's begin. Whoa. It's over. enough room. was rough. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is it. Holy hell. Yeah. Okay, this is it. Oh, yeah. That's it. Great. Not bad.
they come. Here they come. Glad that's over.
Traveler return? I knew you'd... Until next time.